Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chase, aka That Gay Jedi, and welcome to another video. Or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I post new videos every single week covering and queering all things Star Wars, and if that's something that interests you, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so that you never miss an upload from me. Today's video is the first of a series I call Seems Gay, where I take quick, playful looks at things throughout the Star Wars galaxy that can be analyzed as queer from a certain point of view. And before we get into anything 3PO specific, I would like to state the obvious here, and that is droids are droids. Droids are robotic entities, and as far as we know, sexual orientation / any sexual drive at all, for that matter, is not necessarily a part of their programming. Although,
I'm sure you've noticed that Lando has feelings for me, which makes working together difficult because I do not feel the same way about him. Sometimes I think, maybe, but no.
How would that work?
It works.
anyways, with all of that out of the way, C-3PO seems gay. For me, this all starts with the subtle, yet once you see it, you cannot unsee it, crop top. This little droid diva is fully just traversing across the galaxy mid-riff out without a care in the world. And that energy really just reminds me of like heading to the club on a warm summer night, you know?
Club, another club, another club.
Next, I want to get into one of the most personal aspects that my gay self relates to in 3PO, and that's his anxiety. C-3PO literally worries about every single little thing that he could ever possibly worry about.
We're doomed.
Obviously, anxiety isn't exclusive to the LGBTQ+ community, but anxiety is unfortunately a very real thing for queer people forced to grow up in a heteronormative world. A lot of us grow up questioning every move we make for fear of rejection and punishment, and unfortunately, oftentimes that feeling of unease and uncertainty is something that we can carry with us into adulthood. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, somewhere between 30 and 60% of lesbians, gay men, bisexuals, or transgender people deal with anxiety and depression at some point in their lives. That rate is 1.5 to 2.5 times higher than that of their straight or gender-conforming counterparts. They also highlight the thought of anxiety as a helpful tool that humans adapt in order to more efficiently and safely navigate the world, which I think is always an important reminder. I know for me, as someone living with anxiety, having that reminder is always a good thing, just so I can hold my anxiety in a more positive place. Anyways, for queer people watching Star Wars and looking for a reflection of themselves in the stories and characters, 3PO's worrying might offer a very real connection between Star Wars and their queerness. Also, at some point making this video, I found this on the Shower Thoughts Reddit, and
C-3PO was programmed with an anxiety disorder, just like you.
I found it to be really funny, but also like a really healing statement for all the shame and stigma around anxiety. Like, you could be programmed with anxiety, sure, but you can be just like C-3PO and have anxiety and still kick ass and save the galaxy. Up next is the drama of it all and 3PO's pretty regular end of the world stakes.
I don't think I can make it. You go on, Master Luke. There's no sense in you risking yourself on my account. I'm done for.
The way C-3PO is so consistently at a 10 is just so undoubtedly camp to me. Like, no matter the size of the problem, it's just the end of the world. Even when he does the right thing and saves Han, Luke, and Leia from the trash compactor, he quickly and efficiently catastrophizes their cheers as screams of horror and pain.
Listen to them. They're dying, R2. Curse my metal body. I wasn't fast enough. It's all my fault.
There is something so innately queer about his melodrama, and I think it's a huge reason why people see him as a gay icon. His over-the-top reactions are just so unapologetic and so theatrical that I think many, many, many queer folks can relate to him. And I mean, I know I can, and it feels nice to be seen. Another part of C-3PO that I think queer folks can relate to is his self-deprecation.
I'm not much more than an interpreter, and not very good at telling stories. Well, not at making them interesting, anyway.
Now, I'm no psychologist, but I assume that self-deprecation is connected to shame in more ways than one. And shame, unfortunately, is something deeply familiar to queer folks all around the world. In order to combat this shame, I think queer folks often turn to self-deprecation, critiquing themselves before anyone else has the chance to. Growing up gay, I had and have many queer friends who use self-deprecation for humor, myself included. And regardless of how healthy self-deprecation is, I can absolutely see it as a very viable coping mechanism for those growing up queer. Casey McMullen writes for Arcadia University, self-deprecating humor is a learned reflex we use, often to deny ourselves credit. It can be described as a method your brain uses as it continuously monitors the social environment for cues regarding the degree to which you are being accepted versus rejected by other people, typically finding more harm than good. Given the fact that queer people regularly have to assess whether they're being accepted or rejected in social settings, it's no surprise that self-deprecation is found within the community. And with 3PO being one of the most self-deprecating characters we see in Star Wars, it makes sense as to why he reads as so gay. Next, I wanted to hit on C-3PO's wit and just absolute shade towards other characters within the franchise.
You flea-bitten furball! Only an overgrown mophead like you would be stupid enough.
First of all, I just have to say that one of my favorite things about Star Wars is the consistent personification of droids as just shady, shady queens. Second, C-3PO is probably the shadiest of them all. I mean, even StarWars.com has an article dedicated to his 6 best insults. For 3PO, the library is always open, and his ability to read every character for filth is not only relatable, but it's inspiring. Now that I think about it, one of the queerest things about 3PO is his ability to somehow be both so self-deprecating, yet so shady at the same time. Like, that is the queer experience. Wash your hands. And finally, I wanted to highlight how C-3PO can oftentimes come across as cynical or apathetic, but how at the end of the day, he has a heart of gold and cares so deeply about his friends. I know a lot of queer folks who might come across as emotionally detached, but who are actually really deeply feeling people and fiercely loyal on top of that. And to me, that like trait combination just feels really queer, especially in respect to 3PO's loyalty. I mean, sure, a lot of that is probably his programming, but he really has stayed the course and fought with and for his friends for years and years. And that kind of loyalty runs deep in the queer community. And as cheesy as it is, that's probably the biggest reason why, for me, C-3PO reads as gay.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
And that wraps us up for today. I hope you all enjoyed this Seems Gay video on the iconic protocol droid C-3PO. There's definitely going to be more Seems Gay videos in the future, so comment below what seems gay to you in Star Wars, and maybe it'll be featured in one of these videos. Until then, what do you think? Does C-3PO read to you as gay? Is there anything on this list that you think I'm missing as to why he seems so coded in queerness? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, I'll have a list of the references I used in making this video listed in the description, as well as the link to my Twitter at _thatgayjedi, so be sure to connect with me on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, hitting the bell for notifications, because I put out videos every single week. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and Gay the Force be with you always.